Hi, guys. Welcome to some more Real Talk Dog Talk. I'm Tori.
And I'm Barb.
For those of you who haven't joined us before, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com.
And if you are a regular listener and or emailer, we love hearing from you. Keep the emails coming in. It gives us some great ideas.
Yes.
So every now and then we got to take a break from our topics, and I like to just address emails right on this episode.
Yes.
I do answer, I just don't like sitting at the computer.
Right. Yep.
So I'd probably rather answer them on live. Is this live? Is this considered live? Semi-live?
Well, we're recording. I do edit it, but we're talking about it. We're not writing an email.
Okay. I'd rather talk to you folks out there than send you an email.
Yeah. It's way better that way.
Yeah.
I feel like explanations come out better when you can verbally explain things or speak about it.
I find if you have ADHD, it's a lot easier to sit and chit chat than it is to sit and tinker on a laptop.
Well, that's why we take 3 exits to get to our topic, isn't it?
We just go around and around and around.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to do some emails today. These are emails that are sent to Real Talk Dog Talk.
Yes.
And let's see. The first one is, how do I get my dog to be comfortable in the car? He gets nervous and freaks out every time I take him somewhere.
That's too bad.
She's a deep thinker.
No, that's a tough one. That's because some of my dogs like car rides and some of them don't. I guess you could bring a blanket. I guess would be my first thought. Bring something from home that they might like. One of my dogs likes stuffed animals. So maybe for him, a dog like that.
Well, that's not a bad idea. If I really have a dog that is resistant to being in the car, which most of mine are okay getting in the car.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to really slow things down, and it might be a matter of just getting the dog in the car and sitting in your driveway.
Just getting them used to being in there. And
yeah, you can have some high value treats, make it kind of a fun time.
Yeah.
And then take them out, sit in there for 10 minutes and let them feel what it's like to be in the car. Give them some rewarding treats that make them feel like, ooh, this is a good deal.
Yeah. I'm not stuck in here. We do get back out.
Yeah. And if it's short, it's reasonable. And then, kind of gradually increase it. Once he's very comfortable getting in the car, sitting in the car, having a few treats, then you might want to drive around the block.
Right.
Do a short trip.
Yeah.
And, just make it a little longer each time, all the time giving him some high value treats to kind of encourage that it's a positive thing going on.
Yeah. And, again, keep in mind too, really with any training, the sooner you start, the better.
Right. And that is trickier if you have a rescue situation. Yes. But even that, again, the sooner you start working with them on it, the better.
And persistence or consistency is probably a better word.
That's a good word.
Either way. Yeah. Be consistent about it. If you really are wanting them to go, you got to stay on top of it, and patience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of patience.
Yes.
They do have, like, if you have an issue with your dog getting car sick, you might want to talk to your vet about that. I know they have different medications. Like, what is it they give for people?
Dramamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they give dogs, or I guess if it's your cat,
right,
to settle their stomach. I'm not really sure on that, but I'm sure they have something that can help with that too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely ask. Yeah, that's a good point. None of mine really get sick in the car, but that's a good thought though. I wouldn't
You
that'd be
know,
too bad.
Somebody I was seeing one time had a dog named Henry,
Oh, yep.
and he wasn't a huge. Was he a golden retriever? I think. And he liked going in the car with you, and he'd
Yeah.
always sit right next to you.
Oh.
But if a semi went past you,
Oh no.
he would leap at the driver. He always would leap at the driver's window.
Oh.
And I don't know how many times I got smacked in the nose by that dog in his head.
Oh, I'd quit taking him in the car. I'm sorry. I think I'd draw the line there.
There goes the patience you were just talking about.
I have none for that. Okay.
But anyhow, he just seemed very overly stimulated by specifically semis going by. So
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but does Floki not also?
kind of, but his is different.
Okay.
I used to have an Expedition, and I always have the seats down in the back of my vehicle.
Yeah.
And he would be sitting behind me, and he'd run along the side of the car, inside the car, till he hit the back door.
He's so cute.
And so
Oh,
he
Floki.
kind of did it, but he did it more in his own space.
He is so cute.
Yeah,
Oh, my
but he
goodness.
can't get up in a car anymore.
No.
So
Oh, he's an old man.
yeah.
He's so cute.
Okay, so
There's a lot of different things.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
everything. I even glance at these other emails here, and everything's a process.
It is.
It's not a yes or no or a quick answer. And really, if you expect something quick, you might be disappointed in having a pet.
Right.
Because they're a lot like kids. Everything is a process. There's
Mhm.
stages, steps. It just takes a while to get
Yeah.
where you want to be with them. But once you're there, it is so worth it.
It is. Still waiting.
Yep.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, you're waiting.
I'm waiting.
Sorry to hear that. How old is Enzo?
5.
I hope you get there before he dies.
We'll see. We'll see. Here's hoping.
Okay. So the next one is we have 2 small children and plan to add to our 2-legged family members. Would you recommend a Cane Corso, aka Cane Corso, for a family dog?
Absolutely. My kid is the safest kid in town.
I would agree with that for sure.
Oh my goodness. They love him. They have, from day one, they sleep in bed with him.
If they aren't in his bed, they're in the hallway outside his door.
Exactly. These are amazing family dogs.
I think the only negative, and I won't even say it's a negative because it kind of falls on the adults / owners. You really have to teach the dog to be a little bit gentle with the
Right.
smaller kids.
Yep, they'll knock them over.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
certainly not in a vicious manner. It's just they're so darn big.
Right.
And you just have to teach them to, adjust their
Right.
where their rear end is.
Yeah.
And, running into the house, you have to teach a little impulse control so they're not knocking kids down.
Yeah.
I've had my dogs knock me down.
I'm not laughing at your dogs now. That's terrible. Actually, that really is. But I gotta tell you, my dog. So I can't.
Are you okay?
No. So Betsy and Tito are just nuts. Okay. I do need to work with them some more still.
Little impulse control.
Little impulse control. You watch out for them in the yard, not the other way around. Okay. And man, they are fast. Okay. They will run, and they have knocked me over. Well, one of these times they knocked me over. I ended up folded over the back of Tito, and I couldn't touch. So here I'm like trying to, Tito, stop. And Betsy's running around him like, what are you doing on him? And I'm like, just stop, sit, anything. I don't know. And then I'm just yelling, because
Because he's big and you're small.
yeah. I was stuck. And then they were absolutely not being vicious or anything like that. They were just so excited. I was part of it. Let me tell you, that was not my choice.
You were an unwilling participant.
I was. I'm covered in mud at that, because then once he did sit down, it was like, whoop, right in the mud puddle. So nice. That was good times.
Well, so yeah, that is the one thing that you'd have to, and that does fall on the parent or the owner of the dog to teach them to be gentle.
Yes.
Now, we have a dog that we sold to some people not too far from where I live. And at the time of the purchase, their little guy was, gosh, what was he, 2 years old?
I think so. Yep.
And I know I've told this story before, but I was visiting with them one day. And I saw that dog full grown, had a tug toy, and he was playing with a little boy, and he was shaking that toy so gentle.
Yeah.
And he was just being so careful with this little guy. And then his dad, who's quite large, reached down and grabbed the tug toy, and that dog just yanked on it. I mean, the dog clearly knew who he could be a little rougher with.
Right,
and that he had to be careful with a little boy.
Yeah, the dad is a bigger guy too. He's not a small man. So
I think it's interesting. I don't think that was actually taught to him, but these dogs are also intuitive as to, who needs to be watched out for and who doesn't.
Very much so. And they are really great. My kid, I maintain, if I pick on him too much, they're like, do not, and they're not vicious towards me or aggressive, but they're like, nope, don't do it. So they're guardian dogs. So they just learn.
So not only are they safe to be around your children, and I would, I think I would start with a puppy. If you're wanting to have them grow with your children, I would suggest getting a puppy opposed to a rescue, just because I have no problem with rescues. I think that is amazing. I'm full supportive of them. That's great.
Yes.
But if I'm putting a dog that's going to be large with my children that are small, I want them to grow up together, because you don't know 100% the history of the dog.
Right.
So with the large breeds, the guardian dogs, I'm a little bit more cautious with getting a rescue situation over just buying a puppy that can learn and grow with the kids.
Well, and I think rescues are amazing. I have had some when I was quite a bit younger, but now that I have a kid, you just know what you're a little bit better what you're getting in your dog.
Okay. Oh, hey Tori.
Oh gosh.
Here's a good one for you.
Okay.
What dog bed do you is best for a restless, somewhat destructive yellow lab?
Good luck. Nothing. Okay. Because I'll tell you what, I've got, Betsy eats, shreds blankets. Tito takes him a little bit longer, but he'll chew apart a dog bed for sure. Get it out of there. Get it out. Enzo, he's pretty good actually, but he's an older dog, so he's used to it now. If they make some sort of soft, shark suit for dog bed,
shark suit,
they could do that.
Doesn't sound very comfy.
Well, not what they're laying on isn't comfy. Okay, but they don't care.
Well, for me, I stay away. If they're really a bad chewer, I stay away from things that are too fluffy.
Yeah, if I gave them like a fluffy blanket with stuffing in it.
Like a comforter.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
5 minutes, they'd be shredded for sure.
Right.
So, we did try, they had some were they memory foam? Maybe not memory foam. But they're just rectangle, real nice, kind of a firmer. If they would have had like maybe a tougher
cover.
Yeah, I think that actually worked really well. Besides them, because they didn't chew those right away.
No, I've had problems with those. I think sometimes when I get busy with stuff and I leave the dogs unattended in the living room,
Yeah.
that's usually, I think they're protesting.
Oh, they could be.
And those particular beds that you were talking about, I had just bought one.
Yeah.
And I was gone dealing with puppy stuff. And when I returned, that thing was in pieces all over my living room.
Oh.
I don't think I had it a week.
Oh,
maybe
my
2
gosh.
weeks. I don't know. But so sometimes being destructive is an indication of something.
Mm-hmm.
So, check your situation, your environment, see if that's got anything to do with it. I guess one, and I have it at home. I'm not at home now. I'm at Tori's home.
Yes.
But I cannot remember the name of the bed, but they have a durable cover. Gosh, I can't remember the name.
Oh, I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, I cannot. I can picture them, and I cannot think of the name. But oh gosh, I'll remember tonight at 3:00 in the morning, and the episode will be done. So I can't think what it's called, but I think I Googled something like top 10 durable dog beds or something like that.
Yeah.
That might be something to check into. One thing I would like to do, I'm not really set up for it right now, but crib mattresses are also come in memory foam. And the thing I like about them, the old school mattresses had springs in them and everything else.
Yeah.
And after a period of, time of I guess I think of bigger dogs because that's what we have. But,
right.
You can start feeling those springs in them. But the newer mattresses now that have more just memory foam in them,
yeah,
they never get that. So they're a really firm, good mattress. What I would like to do is at some point get like 6 crib mattresses made out of memory foam and see how they do with something like that.
I wonder how that would work here too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about making covers for it myself out of like upholstery fabric where it's a heavier fiber.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not a seamstress, but I can maybe make some covers. But I want to say, I'm afraid of saying it because I might be wrong, but I want to say this other bed is called Canine Ballistics.
That sounds right. It does.
Yeah. But they have replacement covers. They're waterproof covers. They're supposed to be very durable. They're a little bit more money, but honestly, if you're buying beds over and over and over, you buy one good bed and it lasts, it would be worth the expense. So,
well, and for large breed dogs, the thing is, you got to think, if you're buying a bed for them, you're spending at least on the cheap end $30, and that's very cheap.
Well, those cheap ones that my dogs just recently ate, those are about $30.
Yeah, which I do like those if they quit eating them.
Yeah.
It did take them a few days, but
I will say those are at Walmart.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to. And
we're not sponsored.
They are affordable, and they're only about 2 inches thick, so they don't take up a ton of space. Those are ones that I have been able to get to last quite a while. Sometimes I wrap a blanket around them to kind of, if they start pulling at them, scratching at them, they aren't getting right to the bed. It's just the blanket. So those are some very affordable ones. And depending on, how the dog is monitored, how often you're with them when they're using it, those are pretty decent beds for pretty inexpensive.
They are. Well, and they also have the cot style dog beds.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used those for my dogs, but honestly, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't work for them. But that is another option.
Tango destroyed one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did spend a little bit more because I wanted him to have a comfortable place to be.
Yeah.
And it did not last one day.
Oh boy.
So
Well, I'm not going to use the money for that then.
Yeah, for my situation, that didn't really work. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, honestly, it's a hit or miss kind of thing. You just have to do a little experimenting. I am curious about the memory foam crib mattresses.
Yeah.
And I believe in my research, I have found on Amazon, you can buy crib mattress covers for your dogs
Oh, okay.
that zip on the end and are made out of something more durable than a baby sheet.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that's something I'm interested in looking into. Also, I believe it's the Canine Ballistic. So
Yeah.
hit or miss,
Right.
you know, throw some toys in there with them.
Yeah.
So they don't think the bed is I just noticed my spelling error and destructive.
Oh. That's all right. No, you're the only one reading it.
That's
so,
well.
That's now
caught
you
me
just
off
told
guard.
everybody.
Caught me off guard.
guard.
Okay. So the next email is, my husband and I are always arguing about whether or not to leave music or the TV on when we leave our dogs and cats home alone. That's kind of a statement.
It is kind of a statement. I will say I always leave the TV going for my dogs when I leave. It's usually a relaxing music station or something along those lines. Me living in town, I feel like it helps kind of drown out some noises that might. I mean, I don't think they're fearful when they're home alone, but it keeps them more settled, I think, when they have relaxing music instead of banging going on in the background or somebody mowing their lawn or, all the things that go on in town.
Well, I leave it on because maybe I put too much human value on dogs, but I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to be shut in a dark room.
No, yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
I guess I leave the TV on just so they're not shut in a dark room.
Well, I like background music when I'm doing stuff around the house or when I'm sleeping. I like my TV on with some, for background noise there as well. So
yeah,
I'm going to do it for my dogs too, I guess.
I know where I live, they kind of get tractors out in the field.
Yeah.
Kind of get them worked up. So if I have, obviously they can still hear the tractor, but it's not quite as predominant in their mind.
Right.
So I do sometimes leave just the TV on to drown out the farm noise around us too.
Yeah.
So you know what?
What's that?
I don't know on this email if the husband or the wife is the one wanting the TV or music on, but I say leave it on.
Leave it on. Do it.
Costs pennies, I'm sure.
It does. Again, you want to be shut in a dark, quiet room? Probably not.
Only if you got a migraine.
Well, that is true. I do get those.
Yeah.
It is ideal for that. But your dogs don't want it. Don't make them.
That seems a little depressing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think so.
Okay. So next email. We just got our first puppy. He is 9 weeks old, looking for ideas for socializing.
Take him anywhere. Well, and there is a little tricky part with that too, because you don't want to create separation anxiety either.
Yeah, it has to be balanced. If you take him everywhere with you every time you go to the car,
yeah,
you're going to create that problem.
Yes, I know of a girl who did that, and really great dog. She didn't mean to make that mistake, but it happened. When you love your dog, it's hard not to want to take them everywhere with you.
Well, that's true. And I think for anyone who really does love their pets and want them as a companion to them, I think, when people work and go to their jobs and they come home and then they got to run errands, I mean, you naturally do want to just take your dogs with, stop at
Right.
McDonald's, get the dogs some chicken nuggets.
Yep.
I mean, it's just one of those things that you just have to keep it balanced, I think.
Right.
Too much of anything is never good.
Right. And I'm sure your dogs probably do want to go with you everywhere as well. But, you know, and there's, some cities have dog parks and actually I saw one, I don't know where I saw it. There was like a water park for dogs. And I thought that has got to stink, first of all. I love the idea. But can you imagine that many wet dogs in one spot? Oof. But, that would, things like that.
I think, it's not really, doesn't have to be big things. It can be right in the car.
Mm-hmm.
It can be going to possibly a coffee shop that has an outdoor area and you can sit outside and let, people walk by.
Yeah.
It can be taking them to, I guess, we don't have a Home Depot near us, but Home Depot lets you take your pets there, dogs, I guess.
Yeah.
It can be anything like that. If, when you guys were young, I used to take Ivan with to ball games.
Yeah.
And I would throw a blanket down and sit on the ground with Ivan, and all the little kids would come around and ask, "Can I pet your dog?"
Yeah.
And he got so much attention from everybody, children. Parents didn't really like him because he is so big, but I mean, he's just a huge fluff ball.
He was so, he was hanging out with us four kids. So, I mean, he was.
So, I mean, it doesn't have to be big things. If, when I first, sometimes if I'm helping someone get their dog socialized, I mean, I might do something as simple as put them in the car, drive to the Walmart parking lot, and sit there and let the dog see cars going by, people walking by, anything.
Right.
And that just gets them a little bit more acclimated to the activity of a community.
Right.
And I might not even take them in.
Yeah.
I mean, that might just be all I do. I drive somewhere and let them see what's, where I'm in a very quiet area coming to town. There's trains.
Right.
There's airplanes. There's
a lot of people.
A lot of people going by. So, I mean, you really can do almost anything. Doesn't have to be huge, but it can be something bigger. Going to a dog park where there's more dogs, more stimulation. It can be classes. You can even take, even if your dog does know basic obedience, if they're young pups and they're within the age limit, you can go to classes.
Yeah.
Just to get them interacting with other dogs and other people. There's just so many things that you can do to socialize them. I think the important thing is to start socializing them as soon as you can.
Really. And, you could do doggy daycare once in a while.
Yeah.
Drop them off once or twice a week or, something like that. Just get them out around.
Yeah. That's an excellent idea.
That. So there, like you said, I mean, there are a ton of things you can do and almost anything.
You could probably Google. In our area, we don't have much dog activity going on, but you could probably Google, any kind of dog activities that might be going on.
Well,
groups,
in these
classes.
Exactly. Well, in these days, they have so many options for people doing things with their animals because a lot of people are choosing to have animals over kids. So, that's something that's a little bit more. They have more activities now than they used to. So
that's true. So the list is long. Just do a little Googling and don't always feel like what you do has to be an entire evening or an entire Saturday or whatever that may be. It might be a very small thing and it can make a huge difference.
It's a little bit goes a long way.
Yes.
So.
Okay. Last email.
All right.
Okay. Everybody talks about how much food and okay, sorry, I misread that. How much and how often to feed dogs. What about water? How much and how often?
I would say, first of all, it depends on the age.
Mm-hmm.
And, if they're an adult dog who's past the puppy stage, just let them have water as much as they want until, an hour or so before bed. Give them time to empty out so they're not.
Yeah, I think the only time that I, really would restrict any water would probably be if they were really young or possibly very old and don't have great bladder control.
Yep.
And that's not to say that they should have less.
Right.
But that you might have to time it differently so they do have their opportunity to go to the bathroom and be comfortable for being home alone or at night during sleep.
Right.
It's not so much limiting how much, but timing it.
So they're not making a mess in the house. And,
Right.
You can have the best potty trained dog, but if you let them drink a gallon of water right before bedtime, there might be an accident.
Right.
I
know my dogs just love loading their bladder up before bed.
I've noticed. I've noticed that a couple times. I've been there a little later. And,
I find that a little annoying. I've actually, started dumping, at a certain time because I have full range of ages of dogs.
Yeah.
Floki is my oldest, and he's just old.
Yeah.
He really doesn't want to be going in and out that often. He has a bad elbow and a bad leg, and so for him, it's a little bit more of an issue of not making him get up and down a whole lot.
Right.
And then I have very young ones, which, I want to take their water up in ample time.
Right.
For them to clear their bladder. So it's a little trickier at my house because I got a wide range, but you never really want to limit your dog on water.
Right.
They should always have, they have free feed.
Right.
So this would be free. I'm trying to think of a way to say it.
Free hydration.
Free dehydration.
Hydration.
That's a mouthful.
Technical term. I don't know.
Dehydration. That's wrong.
Hydration.
Free hydration.
Free hydration.
Free drinks.
Free. Yeah. Free.
Free feed. Free drinks.
Drinks. Yeah.
I guess that's what we would say.
I guess it makes you sound like a
boozer.
Like, open bar or something here.
BYOB, bring your own bowl.
Yeah. Water bowl.
Water bowl. So it'd be WB.
BYOWB. Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's getting long.
It is
getting long.
Yeah. We must be getting tired. I don't know. We're rambling here a bit. But yeah, you never really want to limit your dogs on drinks unless there is a kidney issue. Again, if you have any health issues you're dealing with, you always want to consult your veterinarian, do your research, and be informed.
Yes.
There aren't, I don't think, a whole lot of situations, I'm not a vet, but there aren't a lot where they would say not to give your dog water. So just, be cautious if you're altering anything drastically to check with your vet and do your research. But yeah, give them all the water they want. You just got to time it right.
Yep.
When Cody got Tucker, he got him from our local Humane Society.
Yes.
And I actually was working there at that time. And Tucker is a Husky Pit Bull mix. He's pretty much all white, kind of a ivory color.
Yeah.
And he has one green eye and one blue eye.
Yep.
And when he was a puppy, that dog was adorable.
Oh, yeah.
And he was brought back, I believe it was 3 times, or maybe it was 2 times.
Oh.
And Cody was his third owner.
Okay.
And he was only just weeks old. Like, I want to say under 12 weeks.
Oh, my goodness.
And I thought, what the heck? So I was asking why the dog kept getting brought back, and they said that he peed while he would drink.
No way. Does he?
So people didn't want him because they couldn't give him water without him peeing all over.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you bring him back for that?
Right.
And so Cody fell in love with him. And I said, listen, this is what you do. If he pees while he's drinking, give him his water outside.
Yeah. Then who cares?
Yeah. Then he can just pee away.
Yeah.
And as he gets older, I felt he would, get more bladder control.
Right.
And the water, I'm sure it's kind of like dipping your hand in cold water when and making some. So I felt like as he got older, he'd have a little bit more control and it would not be an issue.
Right.
And that is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So sometimes when it's a water issue, because dogs can go longer without water, they can go longer without food than they can water.
Right. Yep.
Water is an absolute must.
Yes.
So if you have any little problems like that, I mean, sometimes you just have to think outside the box and come up with a solution. But that is, and he turned out to be an amazing dog. So, I mean, Cody was so glad he,
stuck it out.
Yeah, took that opportunity, and they've been together ever since. Just a wonderful dog. So, don't look at little obstacles like that as a, get rid of the dog thing. Mm-hmm. You just have to think a little outside the box.
Dogs are worth it. We don't deserve them. Honestly, they're some of them are just, they're too good for us.
Sometimes that is too true.
Yeah. So
if you do have anything kind of in the line of, health or, the well-being of your dog, any concerns, make sure to do your research and consult your vet. They are the professionals and they know their beings. So make sure to talk to your veterinarian if you have issues or questions.
Don't just take our word for it. Okay. Or do. No, don't. Anyway.
Tori's getting punchy. She must be tired.
Uh-oh.
Don't leave me here with her.
You can. It's fine. She'll be all right. But again, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com or comment down below and hit that follow button while you're at it.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll be here for our next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.